I'm not trying to.
So I'm gonna come in and slap you. Yeah. Good one. Yeah, talking quarter. What way? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. To the republic, which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. What things on what? Motion, we approve the August 6th meeting minutes. Second. All in favor? Payroll for right now. PPP. What the heck, the baby? New ones? No, it's not. I can't look around and beat myself up. I was little back here. I was number 4. Yeah. Before it goes out. Time is department heads. First on the list is tax collector treasurer, Ms. Boyle.
All right, usually when we do the tax bills, we print them up, like this high. We fold them, we stuff them, we lick the envelopes. Put stamps on them, it takes about 3 days. Speaking with Denmark, they have a company that does all of it, outsource it. They do the postage, stuffing, print it, I just send them an electronic file, and they get it done that quickly. They also give you a binder with copies of all the tax bills, so we have a copy. If someone loses theirs, we can just make a photocopy and send it to them. So I wanted to know what the price was, and it ends up being 98 cents per bill, which includes the postage. So it would be stupid not to do that and free up like 3 days, like 3 people, 3 days folding and getting all those paper cuts and stuff. So
I've done my fair share folding.
yeah, yeah, everyone always pitches in, and it's, yeah, it just takes forever. So I think it makes sense to just send, the company's called High Grade, you just send it to High Grade, and they'll print up the bills, mail them out, and it's all done that quickly. And so we don't have to wait around for a day where, you know, everyone can pitch in. We can just do it the day it's committed. I send them the file, they get on it, mail it out, so that everyone will get their bills quicker too. Yes,
It's data accurate.
yeah, the data will be accurate when we send it to them, yes, yes.
And if you have more than one property,
Mm-hmm.
does it all go in one envelope or does it go in separate envelopes?
That's a good question. I'm gonna have to address that with them. If I believe if the names are in alphabetical order, like the same name on the deed, then it's easy to follow. But if somebody has one property under one name and then another property under a trust, they'll probably get 2 envelopes.
I think you're right. I did it many years with high grade. I'm pretty sure they do. If they can save money, they will.
Yeah, if they're consecutive, yeah, the bills are consecutive.
You're fine.
Yes.
Make a motion, we do that.
Mm.
All in favor? That's just fine.
Yes,
Can you tell me how many, what you call it? Tax bills go out?
1,400. That's what it's stacked.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, the water,
Gonna make that motion.
um. For this? Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, I already talked to, oh. Public Works, he's sick, he's really sick, so he isn't coming. He gave me his list of things that he was going to talk about.
So I'll make the motion on that.
Okay.
There's 2 water spigots out here that people, taxpayers are getting their drinking water from. They haven't been tested in quite a few years. When we went through the radon thing here, it's the same well. So
I'm sure you're gonna have to repeat that.
the radon, we had our water tested and all that. And
So
Okay.
I'm glad you brought that, because Bill came in there. I still have 3 test kits.
Okay.
Talking about the water, right?
yes,
Okay, so we had the radon system put in here.
Yep.
Which is, but we never had it tested after they put it in unless they did it. I don't remember seeing a report. So there was still the transfer station, Public Works and Rec Building left to test. I was gonna ask Bill to do it, being, not that I should be asking, but he said to hold off, so I was gonna bring that up tonight in my.
Bill, can you get the water test done? There's, we got the 2 spigots out here, one off the edge, out this back door, the drinking fountain out there. Can you?
Who is? Where are the results of the water tests that haven't been done?
No. Well, here.
We definitely got a water quality test report back.
Right.
Megan was here at the time. It's gotta be in the file somewhere. It's gotta.
Who was it that did them the last time or had them done? Cause I don't know the first thing about it, to be honest with you.
Well, we had that radon issue. I think you were here for that.
Mhm.
I was here
So-
for it, but it was one of those, so-and-so's gonna have it tested and.
Yeah, well, the company came in. And they would have been my guess, they would have tested everything. After before the system, then after the system installation, you know what I mean? We just haven't done any follow-ups that we know of so far.
It may be an email. I'll look through my emails. So I have no problem doing that, because it may be in an email. I definitely know there was still 3, because I was to do it and I didn't, to be honest with you. There's 3 buildings left to do. No,
Well, we might as well just do them all.
Mhm.
Start fresh now. We got a baseline and we can move forward with it that way.
the kits come with instructions, so it will tell you.
Yeah.
Run the faucet 30 seconds, blah, blah, blah. It will give you an instruction on how to do it. So, and then you have like 24 hours to return it back. So it's just.
Now, they going up Conway, is that the one?
The one that we used was Auburn, but it could be a different. I just have 3 kits from the Auburn laboratory, but it could be anyone you want. And the kits are free. They'll mail them to you for free. Yeah. It's just when they test it, they charge you.
Now, let's suppose you've got a container, or whatever the container is, filled with water. Do you put it in the mail and mail it to them?
Yep.
You can.
Oh, cause the other day somebody said, the problem is you're gonna have to drive to wherever with it.
24 hours is what they recommend. So.
Oh, well, you're not gonna get it there in 24 hours in that big end.
Well, Conway, that's why I was asking if it was right at Conway, because over
Sure,
Chick
sure.
Lumber is in that little stretch, there's a water testing place there. I've been there a few times.
Oh, there is.
Yep. Yeah, it used to be right there in Center Conway, and then they moved up into the building.
The one I remember is Center Conway, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So they just moved it up. Where Chick Lumber is in North Conway, and not just before you get to the train station on the right-hand side. The next building towards the train station, you go in there, it's like a little strip mall on the right. There, you can't miss the big signs right out.
That'd be a lot
I
closer.
mean,
to
I can
property.
run it. If you wanna call them, I can run them up there, I know where to go. Do that.
And the outside, if we needed more tests, they have like a cooler outside that just has test. kits
Grab
that
and
you
go.
just grab 'em.
So are we doing this building?
But I say we do them all, so that we have a baseline for every building. That's town owned.
Now, the one that I remember was right here at the door, because there were people that would
Yep.
come in here and fill up gallon jugs with water.
Well, they're doing it out back as well, that's why that sticking out there needs to be checked as well.
But is it the same well?
Yes,
It's, they both come out of the basin here.
yeah,
So it wouldn't matter, not to interrupt, but I don't think it matters to test out there, it comes out of the same well. It's the same, the same point of, you know what I mean? Cause this well does the rec center, not the building, but it does the skate park, and yeah, you know.
yeah, cause they did right out here, they put that all in. Sorry.
And I think it does the substation too, right?
Yes, yep. Yeah. So, yeah. So it'd be Public Works, Community Center, this building, transfer station.
The works, transfer station and rec center. And then this building, so before.
Yeah. You got 3 now. Which one, if I come out of Auburn?
Do it, you know what I mean?
Let's get the track down by
I had a kid in my office, if you want to see it.
No, I know what they are. Just curious, because it'd be easier and quicker.
No, I'm not sure why we ended up with those test kits from Auburn. I think it's because you could mail them. But again, then you gotta like speedy, you know, like say you gotta pay for the FedEx or whatever to get it there within 24 hours or whatever, so, or drive it. Those,
So I just rather take
if
it.
there's a closer one, then I would do that, you know.
We'll go up, and I'll go up with next 4 kits. That way we got the local ones and get them.
And could I suggest,
No problem.
it concerns me that prior testing is nowhere to be found, because we did it.
Well, we haven't looked at them. It's whether it's in a file in that office, but regardless, it probably hasn't been done in at least a couple of years.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and do it.
Okay. Huh? Yeah,
You know, if we do it all, if they can't find it, we got a baseline and it's all set from here on.
okay, yeah,
And where we had the rate on here, probably be smart to do it every year, just to stay on top of it. It's a recurring inspection. So I'll make that motion to utilize the water test facility out of Conway for testing of 4 units. Second. All in favor? Perfect. Second,
building meetings.
ACO.
Well, we had a class 5 fight at one of the campgrounds, can't find the guy because he has no warrant for his arrest and he took off with the dog and even the police are looking for him up in New Hampshire, so. And then I had a few of the dogs run at rides and that's it, just let me get my report.
Where does the barking dog thing at 58 Denmark Road stand?
I literally just got handed paper report tonight. So I have them and they're in the task position.
Okay, could also somebody tell me why I've contacted the ACO like during late in the evening, I get no response back?
Would you like to address that?
I've already addressed it, he's falls under the farm laws, he's exempt, there's nothing for me to do, there's nothing more I can do.
When you have one dog barking pretty much all night long, it's not protecting the animals. It sounds like the dog is in distress.
Under my animal welfare laws, he falls underneath the farm laws, and he's protected from the barking dog ordinance.
And who other than the ACO says it's a farm?
Well,
I thought we were addressing that with a lawyer.
we're going. An email went out to the town attorney today. We're setting up an appointment so that we can address not only that Blueberry Lane, but a few other legal items. So when that happens, we will get the information to you. So I didn't see an answer from her.
I realize this isn't an issue for a lot of people here, but when you live right next door to it, if you live it every day and night, it's a little bit overwhelming.
It's got water taps.
It's not the results, but it's their bid that's, I'm gonna have to dig longer. I didn't want to keep you waiting, but that's their bid.
Yeah, that's good.
I definitely have to go there somewhere.
This is dated,
That's when we did.
yeah, transaction date 8/24/21. So, we're 4 years into it. We must just do a baseline and go from there. So. Perfect.
I'm sure I got it. Like I said, I just can dig around in there a little more. I can call and get a copy of it either way.
Yeah.
I mean, when we gonna get like an answer from the lawyer, Rick?
Like I said, an email went out today
Yeah,
requesting a sit-down, face-to-face meeting with the town's attorney. Not only about Blueberry Lane, but some other things in town, legal aspects that we're gonna have. I'm waiting for her response.
now who will be able to be at this meeting?
It won't be anybody but the select board, elected officials only. It's an executive session for a briefing.
So how will,
Well, there is, now, if you remember what I said, Mr. Merrill, I said that I would approach the town's attorney and ask her if she would be amicable to me. I didn't say she was going to.
no,
I want to make sure that we're clear on that. But we still have to work on her schedule as well. So I made the attempt to get a meeting scheduled with her. We can have the conversation. I'm sure she's gonna have questions. She's got the file that she will review, the file that is here in the town office, and then ask questions accordingly. I can't answer for her. So again, when she does her review, we'll go from there. I got zero problems sharing the information, none. As soon as we know, it can be released to the public. But as far as like presentation or anything like that, I can't answer on that yet, because I haven't even spoken to her. So, but as soon as there's something available to the public, it will be released.
well, I'm just kind of concerned, Rick, that, all the information may not be given to her, or she may not understand everything that's been going on.
Okay, I'd like to ask a question.
Yeah,
All right, this may be a little off color. Is there an accusation in that statement to me?
no, I mean, as far as her getting all the information that's been said over time.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same sheet of music.
Yeah.
If there's an accusation in that statement that I am not gonna give the
No,
town's attorney any and all information that we have, one, that pisses me off, because there's nothing more, I got nothing to hide.
no, I'm
I
not.
wanna make sure that everything is presented as clearly as can be, and I wasn't here for a year.
Well,
So any information during that year, I don't know, I wasn't here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's been going for like a couple of years, and you may not have all the information while you were gone and whatnot.
Well, the file that is in the office, I will personally hand that to the town attorney. I got no problems with that at all. What's contained in that is gonna have some information of when I was here prior. But a year's worth of information, I don't know. So it's gonna be new to me anyway. All I know is what I've been given since July 1st of this year. And that was simply an email from Matt Randall, is that his name? Yeah. Matt Randall.
Rand,
It was that email from Matt Randall. That's all I have received. But I assure you, any and all information that is in here, the town's attorney will get. There will be no redacting, there will be no taking pieces out, no, absolutely not.
That's
It will
not,
be presented as such.
that's not what I was asking, it's like, if all the information had been given to them, that had been presented. So,
Well, that's what I'm saying, is any information that's in that file, I'm taking it would have been presented here to begin with. And it will be put into the hands of the town attorney. You have my word that it will be. Anything I got, she can have. I got nothing to hide. So it is what it is, and until we get an answer from her, I don't have an answer for you. Now, the email went out today, waiting on a response. I'd like to hit it up last week of August if possible. So, but I assure everybody, that meeting with the town's attorney will be an executive session for legal reasons, and it will not be open to the public for any reason whatsoever. We have some topics that we need to get a handle on. Blue really is one of them. But there are others we need to have a discussion with the town's attorney. Chief?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Busy couple weeks, we had, 3 motor vehicle accidents with a fire alarm, building fire, river rescue and a power line down, and they did 10 medical calls, the 17 calls in 2 weeks. Pretty busy. And on our building fire, anybody wants to be careful how they charge nickel cadmium batteries and, lithium batteries, because that was our building fire, is a nickel cadmium
That
battery.
was White Packers, wasn't it?
Huh?
That was White Packers?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And not a lithium ion, but a nickel cadmium battery exploded on that counter. And the damn good thing they heard the fire alarm go off, but they lost the house. Right top of that thing, the flames are going up to the ceiling. And that was a brand new battery.
My cats.
what was bad?
No, yeah, that I can.
My cat.
And
What was it in?
it's one of them little, it's just a small battery, probably inch round and 4 inches long, and it goes into an airsoft rifle. We got 2 brand new batteries, plugged them in, boom, use outside. So be careful how you charge them. We got a hose testing complete last Monday. We lost 6 lengths of hose, 200 footers, and some of the shot ones that we built. So we did lose couple of hoses. Scheduling air pack testing, which is supposed to be done every year. Scheduling pump service on the trucks. I completed the service on all the fire trucks now, thanks to Cliff letting me use the garage. And the last I had is that, I want to thank Whit Lucy, Rotary Grant, the Mulford Fund, and we were awarded it to get, pagers. Because our pagers are over 20 years old and they're dying. But Whit wrote a grant to the Mulford Trust, and we got $11,145 for pagers. Well, the 20 pages.
Are they not that battery? Just curious.
But that's how I keep my budget so low, is that I write these grants. I get, Whit helped me on this one. We got this grant, and this is how I keep my budget low with grant writing. This is why I do it. We may have a little bit of we might have to take $1,000 to it, but I'll get 5,000 out of every stuff. That helps my budget a lot. I'm good.
Trying to give me a hand reading this? No. So, that, you may like this, so there's some trainings, you always used to say stuff to me, but we had training money, right? We do for the code officers, so today I actually put some of that funds into use, so. I took the erosion control class, it was a 6-part class, so it took me 4 or 5 weeks, you can do it online, whatever. So Lynn paid for that today, that's $75, so I just want to let you know, that's okay, right? So with things like that, we just go right to Lynn, done.
That's why we have it.
That's what I'm saying. So then today we had a call about Pequawket Trail. What pond is that? Is that Pequawket Pond? It is, okay, I just want to make sure it's burnt metal. Alright, so, people dumping sand in the shoreline zone. So we had to get a hold of DEP, contact next. It was Robin and David. They're the ones that where old boy used to live.
Yeah, Leonard. Last name Leonard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right next to Tom Williams.
Yeah, Rick Carter.
So Nothing, but it was, I was looking at Tom's doing an addition to his house.
Yeah.
So I was over there measuring, to make sure he was 100 feet back from the water, and I look over and they were. Excavator, and not an excavator, I'm sorry, skid steer and, shorelands when they were over there packing everything full of sand, so. You had to stop that, that's a violation, so, I reached out to the DEP, I just wanna let you know about that. Addressing E911, so trying to do a soft entry into that, and like I've explained to you and Frank. That's not gonna be a hurdle that you can just conquer and take, I think Dickie tried. So a long time ago, these numbers got mixed up. They were addressed wrong, whether it was out of a book and it was before the hand of time. We don't know when it started. There was another pun on you. So so I guess my question or my addressing to the board or the town. I don't see any other way. Either we stop now and we readdress everybody in the town, or we just keep going forward. So there's no other way. I've talked to the chief, we've circled around this. There's wrong addresses in town, but there's only, either we keep going with what we're doing, which I think is the only option, honestly, or we stop right now and then you guys dig me out of the swamp. Because by the time I tell 50 people they gotta change their addresses, I'm gonna be missing.
Yeah.
So I guess that's
So what is gonna be the long term?
at the end of some day, somebody's gonna go for an address that's already taken. But it will be long before, my time or your time, I think. I don't think we'd see it in our time. That's an assumption, but I just don't think we'd see it in our time. There's a lot of land here in Brownfield, so it would take a long time for it to, I think. But it's one of the things, I don't know. I go down the street, I measure one way, I go down the other way, and I measure both ways, and the numbers don't work. So it's either keep going with what we're doing, or we have a bigger issue to address.
Well, defer to your judgment, you're the professional, you're the one that has to do it.
I'm sorry, you said that. The only other thing about the addressing is that people in town really should be putting their numbers up for the fire chief and for public. I say just the public. I go look at a judge, I go trying to find it, I can't find it because there's no numbers, so it's not really a board problem, but it's something that's being recorded. And people, if they're watching, listen, please put your numbers out. If you have a house number, please put it on a tree. Chief, what is it, 2 inches or 3 inches tall?
4 inches.
You gotta do 6.
Well, we can see them at 4, but this has been addressed for years.
Yeah.
That trying to get them to do it, and being in my line of work, if it's a fire, I can see it, but the rescue call is difficult. Especially at night. The best place you want to get down and see it,
That would be my fear, is that if, like, Dickie knows where the address is, but if you call in Pace or someone and, what I mean, they're looking for this, then they're gonna be delaying time to.
I don't know about either way. I'm the same way. I have to look lots of time. You want to go down and see a good marking is Moody's Meadow. Every lot has a number on it. So when I go down there, I know exactly where I'm going, but sometimes around here, it's like, you gotta look at this number and then you're gonna drive by, you're gonna turn around and come back. So you got time delay. I've tried for years, trying to keep the numbers up and
Get the residents to put these numbers up and do,
make it a lot easier.
it'd make it a lot easier.
Reflective too, nuts. Laws don't work good enough.
Right.
Yes.
When we first moved here, we were given the wrong address, and then we got a very nice letter from the fire chief that said, you can keep that number because it was given to you, but it's going to be a problem because now it's out of order on that road, and if there's a fire or a rescue, it's going to be difficult for people to find you. That convinced me it's worth the inconvenience of changing
That
the
was
address.
one of them deals that they had. What they were doing is someone would buy a lot and it could be 300 feet and they just give a number.
Right.
So on Dugway, it was 113 was on the right and they had this big long property and they put 114 on the left.
Right.
And what the guy did was he built way up the road and he put 114 way up there. Well, then Joe and all these other people moved in, they put development in. I had no room to move. So I ended up changing everybody's address up to Bixby Drive. And these people were gracious enough that they changed their address. I did have one hesitant, but when I explained the situation,
Right.
he did it, but he was also a police officer down in Boston. But he did make the change. So sometimes you're gonna have to do that. But right now, like I told Mike, is you gotta make a judgment call and kind of come as close as you can right now. And like Mike says, we'll be all dead and gone by the time they be all in numbers.
Well, that's what I'm
And then
assuming.
we make it. Yeah, I hope.
Maybe not me, but you for sure.
Yeah, but it is a tough thing, that's very hard.
I think people are grumpy for a little bit, but, you know, then
And-
you budget and that's it.
I think you're right. You'll find some that will be understanding, realize that it's, safety, yeah, sure, but I mean, I've already, talked to a couple people in town about changing the numbers, and they promised me a shank in the back.
And it's, in some towns, it seems like the town came up with numbers. Like, I think they did that in Rangeley, where the town actually made the numbering for houses, and they're all the same for every house in the town. And I thought that was a good idea. I had no idea like what the cost would be or anything like that, but it made sense because he knew what you were looking for on every.
You would mail the actual numbers?
They made the actual, I'm assuming the town did
Yeah.
it, because every house in
They're all
the
the same.
town has the same kind of number.
That's not a bad thing. Kind of like that.
Yeah,
With the number issue. I think you figure some of the problem out, but we do something like Conway did. And townsfolk come in and get a aluminum sign, it's the right size. For their street address, saying what number it is. I know also in New Hampshire, I've seen red ones and green ones. You know, that, I don't know if something the town could get, a discount on, where they get a. Buy the building and pass them the savings on to us. Maybe.
The private rescue used to do that. They still did, but they used to do numbers. You can't get them out.
Can you ask?
And that's. You still do it.
I don't know if it help, maybe we add it to the building permit too. Must address, you know what I mean, if we just add something in that building permit that says, hey, this box gets checked, you've. Put your numbers up, they're visible, for safety, whatever, so many feet off the road, whatever, I mean, that's an issue, I mean, an idea too.
It sounds like a good idea, why don't you institute that?
So you're gonna do,
It's a good idea.
the only thing was the water quality, but you guys already took care of that, right? And then the digital sign. That was a good idea, but we talked and I just didn't know if we knew the size of the wire, because I wanted to check, I have some, you said you had some, so if
Yeah, I got direct buried.
that was it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to.
I don't know, we gotta find out what the sign is.
Oh, and the other thing too is you had asked about I'm sorry, not to ramble, but the ADA compliance.
Yep.
And I have a number for a guy that will do that.
Oh, perfect.
It came Patco, that I call Patco,
Yeah.
the commercial company that doesn't work for the town and stuff. They weren't interested, but they turned me on to a guy that does it.
Where's he
I
located?
have to look it up for you. I'll get it for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, he texted me, he sent me an email. So
sweet.
that's it for me. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
What's the status on Old County and Merrill Corner Road?
Oh, sure. Well, he's code enforcement, he ain't public works. So you're asking the wrong person, lady.
No, he's talking about.
No, the cleanup. I don't know what they call it.
The junk. We're fine.
You know what I'm talking about.
That.
No, no.
You're talking Merrill Corner Road.
Oh, 792, up on Merrill Corner, 270 Merrill Corner, is that we don't have?
The one that went to the attorney.
So,
I think that should be at the attorney by now, I think we
Oh. That was 2-3 weeks ago.
is that we done.
That went to Ben, right? Ben McCall.
I thought I turned everything in. If I didn't, then that's on
We
me.
utilize the planning board's. Law attorney, right? Land use. Yeah, so that should have been Ben McCall.
It's because you guys said it was
Planning.
to move forward with it. That's right.
Yeah, waiting on,
You guys had said to move forward.
yes.
Yes. So I guess my question is, do I turn the folder to you or to the lawyer? Like directly to the lawyer or? But I have not done that. No.
Yeah, turn it into Ben McCall. He's a land use, and he'll.
The land use lawyer, yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Well, we
I
definitely.
I guess I wasn't sure of the process. If you guys had to actually sign something, I didn't know what the. Because the only other example I have is Pig Street and we started and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. I had no idea.
So know what happened at Big Street.
We had another issue over there, but I'm just saying.
So, okay, So you started that process of Big Street?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I turned stuff into the lawyer and then it was like,
Big Street, no, are we taking possession of that?
We will, because it has to go back into lien again.
Yeah, okay, all
I
right.
think they paid the lien off and then it went into delegate. I don't really know. So well, the problem's still dangerous, but you know, and the building's still there. That's the problem. They didn't take it over, they didn't fix it up. So if the owners are in or if they're not, then
Yeah, because they were out of New Hampshire. He had come in and gave a cease and desist. Because there's people over there just doing as they please. So I don't know what
there's a whole thing because there's the Warren family, right? And
Right.
Mike had said that his brother was gonna take care of it, and then the sister jumped in and got all crazy, you know.
Well, there was, yeah. Well, we haven't heard from that other attorney that was present that day at that meeting, have we?
Not that I know
Dana's attorney said they had controlling interest.
You heard anything more?
It was just so much for control.
I mean, I guess that's, I wanted to make sure that when I do the next one, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I didn't do the process right, I guess is what I'm saying, because it fell off the radar, so I wanted to make sure before I moved ahead to something else. That it was being addressed and not just swept under the rug somewhere. I'm not saying that
Let's
is the
get
case.
both of them turned into that. That way this can get rid of. Yeah.
Just, it's all documents, it's all in the town file, you know, every violation written, every picture taken, every. And the last one that we sent out, he rejected the certified mail, so.
That's just like mix up again.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. A number of years ago, I believe Mike was authorized to put a sink in the break room. And now we want to know, he's willing to do it. We want to know if you can make a motion or something and where the money would come from to buy the.
Building capital group. I make a motion, we put a sink faucet in the break room. All in favor?
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I didn't hear what she said, but if that was more on my plate, thank you.
No problem.
No
I
problem.
love you.
We're here to take care of you.
The two of them, again.
I mean, help the hair growth.
When do we get microphones? I thought we were talked about that.
We haven't gotten a quote yet for that. Somebody was supposed to.
We do,
Quotes.
we do have microphones and speakers over there.
Can't hear nothing you're saying. No, 10 feet away from you.
Turn them on. All right, next public works, we need to get keys. Joe. Turned them in yet, but I don't. Old County Road Bridge will open first of next week. I think you got that from the state, so the one that closed it.
Doing something today.
Driveways are going in with no permits, Nolan Road and Indian Trail.
I can chime in on that. It was last Monday. I think I left around 10 or something. Matt had called in looking for a permit and I wasn't here, so he went to Cliff and then Cliff went down, I think, and the driveway was already put in. So Cliff and I talked today and then it's easy if I catch the person early, right? If they just buy raw land and they come to me for a building permit, then I give them all the applications for the driveway, the E911, all that. But if you've got someone that just goes and doesn't get the permit, doesn't come see me first, and then goes out, does what they want, and then comes back and asks for an address, that changes the rules. It just changes everything. Because maybe that's not where the driveway was supposed to go. That's a thing determined by Cliff because of the culverts and such. Am I right? So we usually, I think if I understand the process is Dickie or Cliff, they would ask you to go flag. And then they would do an inspection and say, yes, that works. Go ahead and do your drive. But if people are just blowing driveways in, and again, this is gonna mess with the addressing, the entrance permit, all of it is, so it's just one of the things, you know what I mean? I said one of the things, but it's just we shouldn't be putting in drivers without permits.
Right. Tires are picked up. 533 of them at $5 a piece, 6 at $7.50 and 6 at 20. Total bill $29.71.50. This is
We had someone telling us about what do you want,
what do you contact and get our stuff back?
You want me to call him?
Because it'll take the call. Go take it up to Richie. What else?
you want me to knock on his door?
Yeah, I'd be careful of that. If you would reach out, ask him to turn in, if I close the business Friday. We do not receive them, reach out to the attorney, make sense, certified letter. Especially the keys, Oxford County. Well, Oxford County, we wind up submitting it, yeah, but at least they go through the attorney, so she can deal with that. Yeah. They've heard anything else,
No, yeah, that one.
nobody's done anything. So. That's all that Public Works had, with hires and all that. Rec director's not here. Cell phones, I have a question. I was on the board when we said, yes, we'll go to town cell phones. And it was all laid out, we were gonna save money. So. Somebody just went out and bought cell phones. First round, they didn't put insurance on. That cost us a nice dime. Now we're looking at 5,200.
Mhm.
We were right about 28, 3,200 when we were paying stipend,
Right,
so we can save money doing this.
yeah, our contract for the cell phones doesn't expire till March of 2025.
That's coming right up.
Yeah.
It is coming right up, but
Well, what would be
I could call them in you could give them a call, because I'm not on the account to talk to them, so. It would be a payoff of the phones. And so that would mean that we'd be getting like $15 a phone for the insurance per month. And then the services, so if we were to pay off the phone sooner, I'm sure we could probably get out of the contract sooner. So we just have to find out what the phone payoff is.
okay, so we raised and appropriated the 5,200, correct?
No, we raised and appropriated, I think, 4,800,
So we're already in.
yeah, 4,500. For the budget, yeah,
So we're already in the negatives.
correct.
How do we work that? How do we work that?
I say we see if we can pay off the phones earlier, and then that will reduce what we would be paying out to them. But yeah, the phones and everything won't be paid off until March of 25. With the way they break it down.
So if you reach out to them, find out. If we can at least break even with the stipend, because we've only got what? We're at 9 months, you know what I mean, by the time this all comes to fruition.
Mhm.
If we do the stipend, we have enough money that we've saved to break even. That would be my deal. You agree with that? Yeah. As long as we can at least break even on the 45.
Mhm.
We'll raise and appropriate 45 for $5,200 bill. So that was not adding much, it's a little bottom line on that anyway.
Right,
We did a little bit of flopping,
yeah.
okay. Good. So. Well, I need to make a motion.
No, if you really want.
I can go and find out, and then you can make a motion when we
Yeah.
find out.
Add it to next week's agenda. Oh, no, when, next week's the 20th.
The 27th?
Yeah, let's do the 27th. Next week's is the Royalty Trails, presentation in the, it's a selectmen's meeting, but it's over the communities. So we'll keep that. Our hour meeting condensed so that the rails to trails can do their presentation. Correspondence folder, you have the engagement letter from Drummond Woodson. On Monday. Also, the official engagement letter to hire Drummond Woodson.
There was two there. I figured she sent one for each of you to sign, if they were separate.
On the digital mapping, they reached out to, it's called Aaron Weston with CAI mapping. They're gonna try to get a quote put together so that we can get our mapping updated and digital. So people can actually go on the website and just go to a hyperlink and it'll take them into mapping. That was dated last week. Four-town meeting. Charter four-town meeting. Yeah, I about that.
What is it?
The charter four-town meeting.
Oh, yeah, I know, that was a Zoom meeting or something
It
coming in.
was from. School charter. What's got to do, you think, with Eastern Slopes Regional Broadband?
Mhm.
Right, I'll reach out to Eric because he's on that deal. Press release, MMA Risk Services. The town of Brownfield is pleased to announce it has received a $883 dividend check from the Maine Municipal Association. Because of its good performance and loss prevention efforts, the association manages 3 self-funded pools for municipal and quasi-public entities in Maine. The Workers' Compensation Fund, Property and Casualty Pool, and the Unemployment Compensation Fund. These programs are overseen by governing boards of elected and appointed municipal officials. This year, more than 83% of program participants received dividends for their effective risk management practices and favorable loss experience. Specifically, the Workers' Compensation Fund distributed nearly $725,000 in dividends, while the Property and Casualty Pool paid out almost $600,000. In total, over $1.3 million was returned directly to Maine Municipal Association members. Since 1997, the association has consistently provided dividends, resulting in over 28 million returns to participating members. That's cool. $232. Peter Coughlin, electric vehicle charging opportunities for both level 2 and DC fast charge. This is from Maine.gov. Dickie, do you have a copy of this? Okay, this is meant for you. Says distribute.
Oh.
Please forward this to any others who are interested in this info, police, fire, road commissioners, public works directors, select board, etc. Thanks. Go. You're up, chief. So, you can grab that. Everybody saw the ballot. This is the draft ballot for September 17th. Brian Fortier, Vincent Lanavera, and Eric Walker. That's posted. Bruce Flaherty, Municipal Officials Appreciation Month. Municipal officials deserve more respect and admiration than they generally get. Proposing a fund remedy. October, public advance notice to celebrate for the newsletter, Facebook, town website. Hoping for a fun day. It falls under the Spirit of America Foundation.
That's just in there because I wanted to make sure we didn't lose the letter before
Okay.
we got the return from the attorney, and we did.
This is the registered certified mail with letter signed by myself and Frank, terminating Bernstein Sure, dated August 6th. So. Okay, we haven't heard anything from them.
No, we just got the return back.
Oh, yeah, we're down there, sorry. Did you see the email, Deb, on the budget committee? It was later.
Yes, I
Late
did,
today.
I did,
Yeah,
yeah,
somebody was lacking an email or something.
yeah,
Okay.
Brad York.
Okay,
I have no problem reaching out to him and asking.
I sent him a letter.
oh, okay,
Well, it's in the mail to go out tomorrow morning, just telling him about the date. And Frank also has a new email address that's been set up, thanks to joint effort too.
I'll be doing a test.
so we're all set as far as budget committee. For what?
Okay.
Did we verify that there's not a planning board meeting that night?
I believe that was discussed, and I think it's the week after.
Okay.
That was what he announced here that night.
Yeah.
We'll make sure. It's a workshop. A little pissy and they can't get in their room, so. Also in here, the Public Safety Building Committee meeting minutes. Posted, 8/13. Copy in here if anybody wants it. Anything from? Yes, ma'am.
I got two questions.
Yep.
Will the absentee ballots be available the end of the week?
Yes.
Okay, and how did this day go for Elizabeth Drain? Didn't she start today?
She did start today, everything went great.
Good.
Yeah, she's looking forward to coming back in tomorrow morning at 7, so,
So she didn't run?
yeah, she didn't run, so.
Good. So that's what's like, both your questions? Yeah, the draft ballot, I believe, has to be out for absentee 17th, 30 days for absentee. So,
It's not the draft then, that's the official. right?
no, a draft is available until
Oh.
a review, and then she will, on that, she'll make official that ballot, but the draft ballot has to be available for public view.
I did post it on the web.
Yep.
And it's out there, and I was going to put one on that screen right there.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't spoken to Heather, we can get kind of a feel if she's gonna be here, because today's the 13th.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised she didn't come in today, and I didn't know she wasn't planning on.
Yeah, so they have to be available by Saturday, so the 16th, close of business, absentee ballots have to be available. So, yes, if you could reach out to her. We have to have those ballots, the absentees ready by close of business Friday. Yes, ma'am.
For the 8:20 meeting in the Brownfield Community Center, do we have 2 microphones and speakers, Alvina?
We do have 2 microphones.
Okay, thank you. So if we could have them there, that would be great. For the September 17th election, can we put that information on the boards out front? Because I've been hearing from some people that they had no idea there was a
Okay.
special election. And then I guess my third
I
question.
can do that.
Pardon me?
Mhm.
Thank you. Elizabeth Drain, is she the new hire for the, great, okay, thanks.
Anybody else? No words of wisdom from our health officer?
Well, I don't have my badge, I took it to the jewelers, they're polishing it.
Well, you're getting a diamond in front.
I,
He's already won the shine off it. Unbelievable.
I've been flashing.
I'm still in the process, and it is going slow, of getting folks to smile and say, of course, Bill, when I say, would you like to be on the safety committee? We're up to at least 3 now. My question to the board is, I would like at some point in time, relatively soon, to approach, for instance, the public works director, the people at the transfer station, whatever, policy and procedure manuals. Could I get those and have a couple of days to go through them to see how far behind or if they are up to date?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Dale manager's sitting right there, you can ask himself.
Well, you used to come in and look at them all the time. And you do, did you?
That's our daily manager, Richie, so. Yeah,
I'll be contacting these folks that are coming by when I get them in, and I'll just take the book and
Yep.
I'll return it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
sweet. Anybody else?
And the Brownfield Days, the young lady that represented Eco Maine out there at the booth did a real good job. I was hoping that we would get a few more folks stopping by the booth, but those that did come by asked appropriate questions, I thought, and I couldn't help but notice that most of their questions began a discussion about what happened. If you look on the town website, you go down. Now, my expertise with a computer, of course, as I scroll down through, almost get to the end and it says, don't put food in your trash anymore. We're not doing business with that outfit. We are looking into other things to do. That's been on there now for 2, maybe 3 years. There was talk about starting program up at the transfer station as far as people bringing in stuff to mix and then being able to access it later. I have discussed that with the DEP, and he said, as long as you're not putting food in, go for it. Do whatever you want to do as far as grass clippings and all that kind of stuff. But as soon as we talk about putting food in, then you need the DEP and you need a state permit. So there is an interest. I don't know how aggressive these folks expect us to be. But at some point in time, maybe we could have a discussion with the transfer station or public works people or whatever as to what that would entail up at the transfer station. So
The representative that was at the booth did an outstanding job. And I had questions, I got answers.
You have anything?
I don't.
What?
No, he was.
Like, what we adjourn? Second.
yeah.
Awesome. You can just leave them right now.
They're still in order. Mess up yours. The way. More inspector. So you have a better knowledge. Going down back and what they have.
Yeah.
Obviously. No, I think you. So what's.